is Christian Blaabjerg, Chief Equity Strategist at Saxo Bank. He joins us live from Copenhagen. Thank you so much for speaking to us. So there seems to be mounting skepticism, really, about the credibility of these European bank stress tests. Is it all justified?
Well, we believe it is. I mean, there are sort of three items or issues that we believe that the stress test is not dealing thoroughly enough with. First of all, the haircut on the sovereign debt issue is a big issue. The assumption in the test seems to be, at least that's the word on the street, that they have stress test with a 17% haircut. But currently, indications in market is that what is priced in is a lot deeper haircut. Second, the deviation of the GDP estimates for the Eurozone on 3% is far too low for our taste. And third, they haven't stress tested where they sort of put assets back to the mark-to-market modeling instead of mark-to-model that they're using currently.
So from what you're saying, the tests, in your opinion, are not stringent enough. What do you think that they will reveal about the health of Europe's banks?
I think the overall picture will be reassurance. We believe, or we sort of tend to believe, that this test has been designed to making us assure that the banking system in Europe is just fine. But as I said, we are somewhat in doubt of this because actually, as the prior interviews showed and said, we also believe that if the results are too positive, we could see a very negative market reaction because the input simply hasn't been too stressful.
It sounds rather like a double-edged sword, that the tests run the risk of backfiring if they reveal that banks in general are pretty robust, are doing okay. But at the same time, if the test reveals severe weaknesses, that could also cause tension in the markets.
Sure, it could, but I mean, we could easily compare this situation with back 1.5 years ago when there was stress test in the United States, showing that most banks was quite resilient, at least the ones they tested, but their assumptions were simply too low. I mean, back in the U.S. 1.5 years ago, they assumed that the unemployment will only go to 9%, and currently we are having 9.7, 9.8% in the U.S. So, I mean, it's very important with these inputs, but unfortunately, that's first revealed on Friday.
So which banks do you think may be at risk of failing the test? Where do your specific concerns lie?
Well, our concerns lie obviously with the banks within the PIGS countries. Usually local or national banks hold a lot of national debt, and obviously if there's or should be calculated a deep haircut for these debt-indebted countries due to the fact they'll need to take a rather strong restructuring of their debt, their banking sector will obviously be most exposed. And as our calculations show, also some German and some French banks are also in the line of fire because their amount of debt from the sovereign debt countries or the PIGS countries is quite significant.
Christian Blaabjerg, thanks so much.